Information systems, or IS, is the entire set of software, hardware, data, people, procedures, and networks that enable the use of information resources in the organization. The software component of an IS includes applications, operating systems, and assorted command utilities. Hardware is a physical technology that houses and executes the software, stores and transports the data, and provides interfaces for the entry and removal of information from the system. Data that are stored, processed, and transmitted by a computer system must be protected. People can be the weakest link in an organization's information security program unless policy, education, and training, awareness, and technology are properly employed to prevent people from accidentally or intentionally damaging or losing information. Procedures are another frequently overlooked component of an IS. Procedures are written instructions for accomplishing a specific task. Networking is the IS component that created much of the need for increased computer and information security. Even with the best planning and implementation, it is impossible to obtain perfect information security. Information security cannot be absolute. It is a process, not a goal. To achieve balance, that is, to operate an information system that satisfies the user and the security professional. The security level must allow reasonable access, yet protect against threats. This shows some of the competing voices that must be considered when balancing information security and access. Bottom-up approach is a method of establishing security policies that begins as a grassroots effort in which system administrators attempt to improve the security of their systems. Unfortunately, the bottom-up approach seldom works because it lacks critical features such as participant support and organizational staying power. The top-down approach has a higher probability of success. The top-down approach is a methodology of establishing security policies that is initiated by upper management. An illustration of the organizational hierarchy and its relationship to the bottom-up and top-down approaches. Systems Development Lifecycle, or SDLC, is a methodology for the design and implementation of an information system. The SDLC contains different phases depending on the methodology deployed. But generally, the phases address the investigation, analysis, design, implementation, This illustrates a waterfall model. It's a type of SDLC in which each phase of the process flows from the information gained in the previous phase, with multiple opportunities to return to previous phases and make adjustments. Let's talk more each of these phases on the next slide. The first phase, investigation, is the most important. The investigation phase begins by examining the event or plan that initiates the process. During this phase, the objectives, constraints, and scope of the project are specified. A preliminary cost-benefit analysis evaluates the perceived benefits and their appropriate levels of cost. At the conclusion of this phase, and at every phase afterward, a process will be undertaken to assess economic, technical, and behavioral feasibilities, and ensure that implementation is worth the organization's time and effort. The analysis phase begins with the information gained during the investigation phase. This phase consists primarily of assessments of the organization, its current systems, and its capability to support the proposed systems. Analysts Begin by determining what the new system is expected to do and how it will interact with the existing systems. This phase ends with documentation of the findings and an update of the feasibility analysis. In the logical design phase, the information gained from the analysis phase is used to begin creating a system solution for a business problem. In any system solution, the first and driving factor must be the business need. Based on the business need, applications are selected to provide needed services, and then the team chooses data support and structures capable of providing the needed inputs. Finally, based on all of this, specific technologies are delineated to implement the physical solution. The logical design, therefore, is the blueprint for the desired solution.
In the implementation phase of the security development life cycle, security solutions are acquired, tested, implemented, and tested again. Personal issues are evaluated, and specific trainings and education programs are being conducted. And also, entire tested package is presented to the management for final approval. Last stage is the maintenance and change. This is the most important phase given the ever-changing threat environment. Often, repairing damage and restoring information is a constant duel with an unseen adversary. And in here, information security profile of an organization requires constant adaptation as new threats emerge and old threats evolve. Summary for Chapter 1. Information security is a well-informed sense of assurance that the information risks and controls are in balance. Computer security began immediately after first mainframes were developed. Successful organizations have multiple layers of security in place: physical, personal, operations, communications, network, and information. Security should be considered a balance between protection and availability. Information security must be managed similarly to any major system implemented in an organization using a methodology like SecSDLC. Implementation of information security often described as a combination of art and science.